Elon Musk is an engineer, entrepreneur, investor, innovator, and visionary. He has taken lots of leaps to bless the world with amazing technologies and has inspired many young entrepreneurs through his speeches. What does Elon Musk have to say about risk-taking? What is his secret to never giving up? Stay tuned to find out all the important unanswered questions we need answered. First up, Elon Musk is a risk-taker. Musk believes that you can't just give up if you have a vision or a dream and there isn't a clear path to achieving it. Even if you have to travel alone, you must take the chance and follow your heart. Nobody would have imagined an electric car that served you as a primary vehicle even a few years ago. But Elon Musk accepted the challenge and built a mainstream electric car with Tesla Motors. Talking about taking risks to create something innovative, he remarked, quote, "When something is important enough, you do it even when the odds are not in your favor. The market rewards both knowledge and risk equally since few competitors would have taken the same risks. The market will reward you handsomely if you take the risk because you're doing something new and different." This wouldn't be among the best motivational speeches on the internet if Elon Musk hadn't taken the chance. When the risk is taken, well, it pays off. Next up, Musk talked about never giving up. Elon Musk never gives up on his dreams, as this brief conversational excerpt with a CBS journalist demonstrates. The interviewer asked him when he had his third failure in a row, did he think of quitting? Musk thought for a couple of seconds and replied, "Never." The interviewer inquired the reason, and Musk replied beautifully, quote, "I don't ever give up. I mean, I'd have to be dead or completely incapacitated." That's correct. Musk made 3 unsuccessful attempts to launch into space. All of his wealth, including the millions he received from selling PayPal, was invested in SpaceX. He had that much faith in his dream. He still fell short, shocking everyone, but he persisted in trying because he had faith in his vision and intuition. Before you step out into the world and make the vision a reality, you must have faith in yourself. This video is one of the best motivational speeches because of his unwavering resolve. Next off, Musk confesses he's a workaholic. In order to win, you must significantly outwork your rivals. If you're lazy and only put in a few hours here and there, don't expect to be a millionaire. One must have discipline and consistency. Consistency and discipline are required. Musk, as a workaholic, advises the youth to burn the midnight oil to achieve success. Here we have some quotes from his interview. This address ranks among the best motivational ones ever. He said, "If other people are putting in 40-hour work weeks and you're putting in 100-hour work weeks, then even if you're doing the same thing, you know that you will achieve in 4 months what it takes them a year to achieve." He believes actions speak louder than words. Thus, he advises the youth to demonstrate their potential by working in the practical field. Next off, his commencement speech to the Caltech graduating class. Elon Musk, the SpaceX founder, gave his commencement speech to the Caltech graduating class during the 118th annual commencement ceremony on June 15, 2012. Quote, "You guys are the magicians of the 21st century. Don't let anything hold you back. Imagination is the limit and go out there and create some magic," said Musk. In his speech, he tells the story of how he sort of came to be there. How did this happen? And maybe there are lessons there. Addressing the graduates, he stated, quote, "If you're going to create a company, the first thing you should try to do is create a working prototype. Everything looks great on PowerPoint. You can make anything work on PowerPoint. But even if you have an actual demonstration article, even if it's in primitive form, that's much more effective in convincing people." He explained how much criticism he had to bear while he was launching SpaceX. In the presence of NASA, establishing a rocket company was a hard nut to crack. He mentioned, quote, "When I started SpaceX initially, I thought that, well, there's no way one could start a rocket company. I wasn't that crazy, but then I thought, well, what is a way to increase NASA's budget? That was my initial goal. I thought, well, if we could do a low-cost mission to Mars, something called Mars Oasis, which would land his seeds in dehydrated nutrient gel, then hydrate them upon landing." It was one of his most influential speeches. Next up, he advises the youth to be passionate about their work. Elon Musk believes that you have to like what you do, because if you don't, the work will turn into self-abuse and you won't be able to work harder during difficult times. Decide to work on a project that interests you naturally, whether it be music, math, or aeronautics. From one of the greatest motivational speeches ever, this is unquestionably the best piece of advice. If you like what you're doing, you think about it even when you're not working. It's something that your mind is drawn to, and if you don't like it, you just can't make it work. And when you treasure what you do, there's always a way to push the envelope. You can extend your skill set, discover something new, and keep it engaging. And when it's fascinating, you won't shy away from putting in those 80-hour to 100-hour work weeks. Next up, take criticism positively. Whether you work for a company or are self-employed, you always produce something. You also need to pay attention to customer feedback if you want your product to stand out. To get insightful feedback on your product, you must present it to knowledgeable individuals, even your friends. Criticism Criticism discourages weak people. Strong people take advantage of it. They consider the criticism provided by others, determine whether it is accurate, improve their product as necessary, and step up their game. This is how you achieve success, Musk expressed. Quote, a well-thought-out critique of whatever you're doing is as valuable as gold. Musk has been hit hard with endless negative criticism, but he bore it in patience. Elon often recalls another challenging time in his career, beginning in 2007 when critics were ready to bury Tesla. Talking to Betty Liu, he said, quote, I think it's important for people to pay close attention to negative feedback, and rather than ignore negative feedback, you have to listen to it carefully. Ignore it for the underlying reason for the negative feedback doesn't make sense, but otherwise, people should adjust their behavior. I'm not perfect at it, for sure, but I don't think it's really important to solicit negative feedback, particularly from people who have your best interest in mind. Next up, signal over noise. Many people lack concentration. They waste time on activities that don't advance the situation. For instance, despite spending millions on marketing, many businesses do not enhance their offerings. Musk claims that Tesla never paid for advertising and instead put all its efforts into making the product better. Addressing such behavior, Musk said, quote, a lot of companies get confused. They spend money on things that don't make the product better. He believes if your product is impressive, unique, and well composed, it will grab people's attention on its own. He believes in word of mouth. Tesla became popular when its owners appreciated its function and technology. Customer satisfaction was the key to success. Next up, Musk's USC 2014 commencement speech. At USC's 2014 commencement speech, Elon only had 5 minutes to give students some words of wisdom, so he distilled his thoughts into 5 maxims he thought were essential for anyone aspiring for success. Number 1, work hard. He urged the graduates to work hard as it paves the way to success. He gives his own example of how he was able to launch mega projects despite criticism from the public. He said, the first thing is you need to work, depending upon how well you want to do, and particularly if you're starting a company, you need to work super hard. Number 2, build a great team. According to Musk, no milestone can be achieved without the support of a competent team. He urged the young businessmen and women to gather skillful people around them and value them. He expressed, a company is a group of people that are gathered together to create a product or service, so depending on how talented and hardworking that group is, and the degree to which they're focused cohesively in a good direction, that will determine the success of the company, so do everything you can to gather great people if you're creating a company. Next up, Elon Musk meets Twitter employees to deliver a freedom of speech address. Elon Musk met directly with employees at Twitter for the first time. The billionaire had moved to buy Twitter for $44 billion in April, but has since been critical of the company. He threatened to put the deal on hold over concerns about bots or fake accounts that exist on the app. Quote, I want Twitter to contribute to better, long-lasting civilizations where we better understand the nature of reality, he said, according to The Times, adding that he hoped Twitter could help us to better understand the nature of the universe as much as it is possible to understand. Elon Musk is one of the most extraordinary minds alive on our planet, and he's a source of motivation for many young entrepreneurs. What do you think was Elon's most motivational moment? Do you aspire to be like Elon Musk one day? Make sure to let us know your thoughts down below. Thanks for watching.